Hi, today's video going to be about simple Mendelian genetics, and today I prepared multiple choice questions for you. So I recommend you to stop video here and try to find the correct answer on your own, and when you would be ready you can run video again and you can compare your answer with my answer and explanation. So here is a question: which of the following statements about Mendel's breeding experiments is correct? And here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different answers that you may choose from. So I wouldn't read them aloud, I just want to show you the experiment and then we would choose the correct answer. So first of all, he took two plants that were true breeding for the same trait with different characteristics. So, for example, I would use in my example today just different color of the plant, of the flower, and this is probably not the same characteristics that were in the Mendel's experiment, but this would be direct correlation with his experiment. I just use color of the flowers as a simple example. So, for example, one parent were homozygous dominant for the flower color that were, for example, red, and another parent, so we can call this parent 1, and another parent, that is parent 2, was homozygous recessive for the flower color, and flower color were white. And when he crossed these two parents, he got unexpected results by that time, because there was theory that all the progeny of such cross should be some kind of blending between these two characteristics. So by that time there was belief that result of such cross would be F1 generation, and this is going to be F1 generation. All this for genotypes. Actually this is one genotype, as you see, heterozygous, and all the plants were the same as parent 1, so the same phenotype as this parent, and there were none that were showing the same color as parent 2. So what he did next, he did a second experiment. He took this progeny, F1 generation, and he self-crossed. So here was his second experiment. There was one plant from the F1 generation, and another one also was of the same genotype from the F1 generation, and when he crossed them, he got unexpected results, and this time he got homozygous dominant plant here, heterozygous here, heterozygous here, and homozygous recessive here. And as you see, he got 3 out of 4 plants with red flowers, and 1 were the same color as parent 2 in the parental generation. So by the way, this would be F2 generation, and as a progeny of the F cross of the F1 with F1, two parents from the F1 generation. So this whole generation here would be F2 generation. and the ratio here was 3 to 1, so 3 red flowered plants to 1 that was white flowered plant. So now we can return to our answers, and answer E we can cross out, none of the above. There is a correct answer here present. So answer A, none of the parental plants were true breeding, and this is not so, because what is a true breeding? That means when we have one flower, for example, that is here, and when we self-pollinate it, we always would have only red flowered plants. And when we self-pollinate this plant that were white flowered, we always would get only white flowered plants, because they are true breeding, meaning that they don't have different alleles present here for the different color. So this type of alleles only can produce white flowered plants, and this type of alleles only can produce red flowered plants. So this is not so. Both parents in the parental generation were true breeding. So next answer, all of the F2 progeny showed a phenotype that was intermediate between the two parental phenotypes. And as you see here, F2 generation, circled with blue color, represent distinct phenotypes. So these were red, 3 and 1/4 or 1 ratio were white. So there was not any blending. So these two phenotypes were distinct. So blending would be, for example, if the color of this generation would be pink, for example, or intermediate between this parental generation, red and white. So this is also answer we can cross out. And answer C, half of the F1 progeny had the same phenotype as one of the parental plants, and the other half had the same phenotype as the other parent, meaning that in this F1 generation, half of the progeny should be the same phenotype as parent 1, and the other half should be the same phenotype as parent 2. But this is not so. All of them 100% were the same phenotype as one of the parents. So this is also not true, and we can cross out this answer. And we left with only one answer D. All of the F1 progeny resembled one of the parental plants, and this is true. This is F1 generation, and 100% just resemble one plant of one of the parents. And only some of the F2 progeny did. So this is also true. This is F2 generation, and only some, or 75%, were resembling parent 1, and 25% were resembling parent 2. So the correct answer would be D. And this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe for my new videos that I post almost every day. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please write your comments, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.